is Aiyo. I am the Exploration Manager PNG for LCL Resources. Right. You all have seen this several times, so I'll just go through. LCL Resources is an ASX-listed company. We have interest over metals from gold, copper, and now into nickel. LCL has diversified from regions, initially in Colombia, and recently, after acquisition of Footprint Resources, a private Australian company, LCL has now assets in PNG, and this has brought along some compelling targets within PNG. So these targets include greenfield gold, copper, and nickel to reserves in what is initially LCLs in Colombia. So looking on this map here, the red polygons are where our tenements are. You've noticed everyone's talking about transfer structures, and you'll notice our gold and copper targets are comfortably sitting on those well-defined transfer structures. So we're no different to any other existing and known gold and copper deposits in PNG. And you'll notice we, again, located near to, next to some of the major world-class resources, some emerging resources, and existing and operating mines. Firstly, I'd like to talk about our nickel story. LCL at this stage has the only known, or to my knowledge, the only known nickel sulfide occurrence in PNG. And we have exciting targets for nickel laterite as well. So I'd like to bring your attention to the PNG map here. To put things into perspective, we have shown Ramu, which is the only nickel producing mine in PNG at this stage. And when you look to the south, all of these are nickel in streams. So when you look to the south, there's a huge anomaly to the south. And in the inset there, I'll zoom into that, and this is where our land packages or tenements are. Right now we have Wede. Wede is arguably the most largest coherent high-grade nickel anomaly in PNG. But in the next few slides, I'll draw your attention to Very, Aiyo, Doriri, and Ole Creek. So Very, Aiyo, Doriri, and Ole Creek are our prospects where we have high-grade nickel sulfides. I'll start off with, most of my talk will be based on Very, but just to show you where they occur, there's a main fault called Kaveri Fault, and that is believed to be the suture between the abducted Papuan ultramafics and the Australian Cretan to the south. So what we see common is all our nickel sulfides seem to favor to be in close proximity of that main structure. What is very interesting about this one here as well is Ole Creek is a recent LCL discovery. When I say recent, that was discovered 2 weeks ago, so that's how recent it is. All right, I'll move into Very. So most of my talks will be based on Very because that's where we did most of our work at. So Very is an on-surface mineralized shear, and the nickel sulfide occurs budins within that shear. We have mapped that shear zone to be about 200 meters wide. The strike of that shear is still open in both directions. Now I'd like to point you to the photo, top right. This is a sample from Very. It's a mineralized boudin. The nickel grades are in that photo. The sulfide, nickel sulfide is hazelwoodite. And that's the sulfide there. The green material in the middle is serpentine, obviously from the country rock. And this grades 23.3% nickel, and it comes along with a lot of gold, 10.6 grams per ton gold. The next photo, bottom left, is Aiyo, and that is also, the sulfide is hazelwoodite, and the green mineral in the middle is serpentine. This one grades 44.8% nickel and 2.38 grams per ton gold. Now, 44.8% nickel is not only high grade, but this is super high grade nickel. The next one in the middle is a sample from our recent field work, which is 2 weeks ago. That particular sample is made up of, I'd say like 90% hazelwoodite. And we are expecting some better grade compared to the one on the bottom left. And Ole Creek. This is exciting because no one has been there before. LCL went in recently, 2 weeks ago, and we did this discovery. More work needs to be done, but that sample is at the lab at the moment. We're expecting results in 2 weeks' time. So our team will be heading back out to continue with our nickel story. All right, this is Very. That's the shear zone that we've mapped. It is 200 meters wide, and the strike is open in both directions. What I'd like to point to you in this slide here is those nickel grades on the outcrop. We have grades like 10% nickel and 1.27 grams per ton gold. We have 18.5% nickel and 0.68 grams per ton gold. We have 9.33% nickel, 5.05 grams per ton gold. So these are from individual outcrop samples. But what is important here are the trends numbers. So when you look at the trends numbers, we have one of the trends written 7.8 meters at 3.17% nickel and 1.32 grams per ton gold. Another trend written 7 meters at 4.21% nickel, 1.45 grams per ton gold. And then jumping on another trend written 10 meters at 2.61% nickel and 0.77 gold. So the trends numbers are very encouraging, not only the individual samples, but when we did transing and then considering the material in between those boudins, we still have high-grade nickel trends results or intercept. Another exciting tool that added value to this very project was we were reprocessing some historical VTEM data from one of the previous companies using a new technique and a new software. And then if I can draw your attention to the back. If I can draw your attention to this plan here, that's the data acquired by a previous explorer. And all those black points are elevated nickel in soils, nickel's greater than 1,000 ppm. So we reprocess this data using this new technique, and then what you're looking at on the left side here are two sections, A to A prime and B to B prime. And what is interesting is this new technique has mapped conductors. This blue arrow is showing very, very, which has known nickel sulfide occurrences. And the new technique has pinpointed. What is interesting is it has also revealed areas of more conductors within this section here. So our field team have now areas to follow up on. And another very exciting thing is when we proceed southeast of the main very area, there is a very interesting EM feature at depth. So this will be another focus for our 2024 program. So key takeaway from this slide is geophysics start confirming where we have known nickel sulfide, and it has also revealed new areas. Right, enough of nickel. We also have gold and copper projects around PNG. Most of our 2023 program was focused at Koozie. Koozie is located in Morobe province, south of Leh. You drive from Leh, drive past the multi-million ounce Wafi gold pool and the Eden Valley, and then you get into Koozie. So we've drilled 3,000 meters this year in Koozie. We were focusing, our main focus or target was a sub-horizontal limestone with its associated scan layer. And the drilling, the 2023 drilling has been very encouraging. We have some very exciting intercept. When you look to the map on that side here, I'd also like to bring your attention here. We also have another package here. It's called Cow Creek Tenement. And both of them are sitting on the, what we call, LCL call Ono to Cow Creek transfer. And this is a well-defined magmatic area with magmatic signature and geochem. So this is a very pronounced transfer structure. So it also hosts our Koozie project. So the results from our 2023 drilling, we drilled several holes targeting this scan horizon. And our 2023 drilling has defined a 600 meter by 300 meter near surface gold zone. There's a lot of work yet need to be done on this area. Some of our best results are hole 4. Hole 4, we had 45 meters at 3.65 grams per ton gold. Hole 5, we had 67.5 meters at 1.53 grams per ton gold. And hole 7, which we had 70.4 meters at 1.86 grams per ton gold. Now, what is very interesting and encouraging is we stepped out a kilometer out of where the known mineralization is and drilling, and we drilled one of our last hole, and we intercept some encouraging results. And we'll go back and do more work there, but that's a kilometer away from where the known mineralization is. Just a cross-section to show you what that scan horizon looks like. This is almost a northeast section, and it's back. And it's very easy. The scan or the limestone horizon is sub-horizontal. You just poke holes and then cut it. A photo to the left there is typical of that scan that we see. That photo shows an interval on one of the holes, hole number 4, 178 meters. This one grades 126 grams per ton gold. And you can see that's a green garnet and wollastonite scan there. Right, we have several other gold, copper targets around PNG, and I'll briefly go through them. The first one is Ube. Ube is if you trend northwest from our nickel very project, you get into Ube. Now, Ube is a 4 kilometer by 4 kilometer area of anomalous gold and copper with occasional 2% copper and 2 grams per ton gold. So this is a very huge area. Early stage, needs some work, but it also sits on top of an EMI, which is very interesting. And I'll show you some photos of what the rocks look like, and I think Chris will be familiar with what those rocks look like, because they're pretty much similar to the Kainantu-looking rocks. If you trend northwest from there, you go into Dada. Dada is, again, another early stage project, but outcropping porphyry. At Dada, you have porphyry veins, early veins, outcropping on the surface, and you get veins up to 40 veins per meter. And our only trenching there returned this intercept, 96 meters at 0.42 grams per ton gold. And that's our only trenching for that porphyry target. The next one is Imu. Imu porphyry is in the East Sepik bordering Anga province. It is outcropping on near surface porphyry. We did some drilling there. And in the green, you can see we've shaded in the 0.3% copper equivalent based on our recent drilling. But what is very exciting was this year, our team, What is very exciting is this year our team went in, did some work, and 300 meters away from the known mineralization, they uncovered another porphyry mineralization. So that's 300 meters away, and that area has potential to increase in grade and size. We'll do more work on that area, but right now, in the near future, we're focusing on our nickel story. All right, this is a PNG conference, but I'd like to briefly go through one of our projects in Colombia as well. So in Colombia, we have this project here, Quinchilla. At this stage, we have about 2.6 million tons gold resource. And in that 2.6, we have a 0.5 million tons gold reserve. And this thing has recently been granted its environmental permit. And outside of that, we have some exciting targets, but LCL is looking forward to progressing this project. LCL in PNG, it's all 100% PNG national team. We have strong community support from everywhere we operate in. We provide training to our locals, medical assistants, health training, and draw your attention to this photo here. This one here is a clinic and a staff accommodation. LCL has been in Koozie for a couple of months, and we helped the community set up a clinic and a staff accommodation. So Yeah, I think we're doing very well. Community is happy with us. All right. Remainder of this year, next few days, and going forward, we're planning on getting back into our nickel tenements at Very, Aiyo, and Doriri, and our recent discovery at Ole Creek, do more work on those and advance those nickel targets. We plan to drill at one of these nickel targets, whichever is compelling, by Q2 2024. And I think in one of my earlier slides, you'll notice that we have 3,400 kilometers squared of nickel ground. So our plan for Q1 and Q2 is to cover this whole area, look for more evidence of nickel sulfide. And we'll have small teams assessing the potential of all the other targets that we have across PNG as well. Right. Just before we go, I'd like to show you some photos of some interesting rocks. The first one is, this one here is a scan outcrop from Koozie. We drilled this one this year. And these are some very good exciting grades, like 61.3 grams per ton gold and 18% copper. This one here is what we call a IS vein from one of our Ube project. And it looks very similar to, I think, to veins that Chris shown us from what they are mining in Kainantu. And another high-grade sample from Very, 13.4% nickel, 5.3 grams per ton gold. So those nickel projects, nickel sulfide projects also have anomalous gold. All right, so we made a strong start this year, 2023, and 2024, we're looking to go in and expand on our nickel projects. And we feel that we tapping into a new nickel province, which could be significant. And please stay tuned, follow us. When you have time, drop by at our booth and look at some of the amazing rocks, some very high-grade nickel, not high-grade, but like super high-grade nickel. And thanks for your time and attention.